I recently posted a video on my attempt to grow South African proteas. While seeing my proteas grow from seed, I thought I might as well try to grow some Banksia, which are also in the Proteaceae family, but come from Australia. My favorite is Banksia coccinea, which has stunning red flowers as you can see here. I will also attempt to grow some other varieties of Banksia from seed. Here are my Banksia seeds. The first set here is Banksia coccinea, which is a very small triangular seed, and I bought them at rareexoticseeds.com, which is a company in Canada. The second seed here is Banksia spinulosa, which is sort of a cylinder looking seed, very small. I bought them at australianseed.com, and actually I bought them on eBay, and they came from Australia. And then the third seed here is Banksia speciosa, which is like a big tree. And as you can see, the seed is much bigger than the other seeds. And I bought them at Australian Native Plants Nursery online, and that's a place in California. And if you think about it, without the internet, it would have been very difficult to get these seeds because you wouldn't really know where they're available from. Thank God for the internet. Let's get a little closer and take a close-up of these seeds. Here's a close-up of Banksia coccinea. Because the seed is so dark, it's hard to make out the detail on the seed, but it is a little triangle. And again, to give you an idea of the size, here's a hemostat right here. You can see how small how it compares to that. Here is birthday candle seed. Again, very dark seed, hard to see detail. Here's a hemostat to give you an idea of the size. Here's Banksia speciosa. You can see this seed right here. It's a very unusual seed. It's flat. Very unusual. We'll see what it looks like when it germinates. I previously posted a YouTube video on growing protea seeds, and you may want to refer to that video for some of the concepts I'm using with these Banksia seeds. I did put these Banksia seeds in smoke water for 24 hours. I'm not sure if it was needed, but I went ahead and did it anyways. And now I have them in these cups. And the plan would be to germinate them in these cups and then move them into a planting mix once I see a little root growing. This is a close-up of one of the cups. And today I noted 2 roots coming out of 2 different coccinea seeds. So these are ready to put in a planting mix. They've been in these cups for about 10 days. I decided to grow another Banksia called Banksia menziesii. I put 5 seeds in a cup a week ago, and today I noticed a root emerging from the seed. I'm going to go ahead and put this seed in a planting mix, and we'll see what grows. Let's go ahead and get a little closer to that seed so you can see the root. Here you can see the root emerging from the seed. The seed is probably 3/4 of an inch in diameter, so it's a pretty large seed. Pretty cool. This is Banksia speciosa. It was germinated in a cup, and on December 9th it was put into the planting mix, and today's December 30th, so it's been in here about 21 days, and as you can see, it's got its protective shell still over the leaf, and I'm expecting any day now to see some leaves. Pretty unusual looking plant so far. Of the 10 speciosas that I tried to germinate in a cup, all of them germinated, 10 out of 10, and all 10 are actually about at this stage in the planting mix. They're all doing pretty well. It'll be interesting to see what this plant looks like once it sheds this hard shell. I want to add that these germinated in the cup in about probably 10 days. The root came out, and I was putting them in the refrigerator at night and then the house during the day. I'm not sure if this was needed or not, but I went ahead and did it anyways. And again, 10 days, they all had little roots sprouting. This is Banksia coccinea. It's a very small plant at this point. It's only a 1/4 inch tall, and it again is protected by a hard shell. It was put into this planting mix on December 5th, and that makes it 25 days old at this point. Probably popped out of the soil maybe after a week. It was also germinated in the cup method, and it germinated fairly easily, probably in just 7 days. There were little roots coming out, and I did put it in the refrigerator at night, house during the day, and anyways, they seem so far fairly easy to grow. This is Banksia spinulosa, or also known as Banksia birthday candles. I'm most excited to grow this plant because it's a low-growing shrub. Doesn't take much room in the garden. It's also a very small plant at this point. It's only a 1/2 inch tall, and it still has a hard protective shell over the plant. It was put into this planting mix on December 20th, so that makes this plant 10 days old. Again, it was germinated in a cup and germinated probably in a week, and fairly easy at this point to germinate and grow. Nothing compared to the my menziesii that I grew on in a different video, which took about 2 months to germinate. This germinates in just 10 days. So looking forward to growing a few of these. This is Banksia speciosa. It's been about a month since my last update, and this plant has grown pretty well. It's about 4 to 5 inches tall and looks very healthy. Here's a close-up of Banksia speciosa. I forgot to mention that today is February 2nd, and as you can see on the name tag, this seed was put into the soil on December 9th, and it was put in when it already had sprouted a root. Here is Banksia birthday candles. It's probably 1.5 inches tall. It's growing very well, very healthy, and I have quite a few of these growing. Almost all the seeds germinated, and they all are producing healthy plants. Let's zoom in a little closer. Here's a close-up of birthday candles. This is Banksia coccinea. It's a very slow-growing plant. It's the smallest of all the plants I have, but it looks very healthy. Hopefully it'll catch up to the other plants. In terms of flowers, it really does have the most beautiful flower, so maybe that's why it's so slow-growing. Here is a close-up of Banksia coccinea. This is Banksia menziesii. It's about a month behind the other Banksia, as I started it later. It's doing very well. It still has its protective sheath on. Hopefully I'll be getting some leaves soon. Let's go ahead and get a little closer. I'm going to conclude this video with this close-up of menziesii. The Banksia have been fairly easy to grow, much easier than Proteus species. I will give you an update once I move these plants outside and they begin to take off.